Hello, guys. It's just that it's so hot today. I don't know how I'm going to do with the cards. I hope that they don't. I hope that they like. I will try to hold them. So, do you hear it? Yeah, because it's hot today again, and tomorrow I believe it's going to rain. So it is a bit odd this winter, this summer slash autumn that we are about to have. I don't know. It's still a while. I don't. But I hope my internet works today, because the other day it was disconnecting a lot, and actually I was rewatching and I noticed that there were some parts of the reading that I did that they were all pixels and the sound was cut off a bit. So that's what I fear the most, because it's doing okay until it's not. Also, I came running today, guys, because I got out a bit later from school, so I'm a bit like, I'm still adjusting. My face is all red because it was very hot today. Can you see me well? Can you hear me well? Let me know, guys. Thank you, Kira. It's beginning to lag a bit, right? The image. I have no idea why it does this. I have the modem right here. I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea. More than what I do, I cannot do. I don't know. Today I watched actually a couple of minutes ago, while I was having lunch, I finished the final episode of Battle of Fates, the Shaman show, and it's very interesting because I don't want to spoil, even if people want to watch it. I don't want to spoil who won, but it was a week before. And I did say that the woman was like a specific person was going to win. In this case, I was like, that's not. It's not like the cards didn't show me. Is that I interpreted it the wrong way because I just interpreted it the wrong way. So, hey, Chachalino. Oh my! This is why sometimes it can happen. That the cards are somehow showing you something, and because you take what resonates the most, or in my case, what caught my attention first. And I got it wrong. I got it wrong, but no. Why would I read Park? These shows with shamans have to be scripted, though, right? Yeah, but there must be some manipulation, definitely. I definitely got two strong images, and I didn't pay attention to the second one. I paid attention to the first card, and I described the person. And no, it wasn't the person, it was the other one. So the card was very literal, actually. It was free cards, and the free cards were showing me it's just that when I saw the two images, I was like, okay, it's one person and their journey. And no, it was literal two people. I saw two people, so I was like, maybe it's going to be a tie, but it was impossible because it's supposed to be only one winner. So, I mean, they came very close to each other when it comes to the score. So it was like I said, it was like this person and another person, but everything changed at the second, and I had the 8 of Wands in the middle. So this is why the cards were like, yeah, initially it can be this one, but with the 8 of Wands, the energy is moving towards this other character that is the less card. This one another. So see, that's what happened. Rush into making an interpretation, because I was like, I saw a figure and I was like, is this person, because I seen her first. Actually, I was like, it's a woman, the first thing that I saw. And I did say her characteristics and everything. That I think that in that case I did nail it. I did. I actually, I think that when I said the characteristics, I definitely did see her, but I missed the last card. That it was like, there's someone else in there that is sort of slowly making its way, but it's, this person is also going there. Why are you? So yes, it was very obvious. Like the cards, actually was very literal. So, but I don't know, I resonated more with the woman. I was like, I with the first queen that I got, and I was like, it has to be her because she's like this and she's like this, and yeah, she did great. She did great. She did it great. She caused a huge. I cried. That's all that I can tell you. I cried. But the thing that I also found very interesting, that this is something that people, I believe, on Reddit has said, that it was very interesting, and actually I kind of agree, because the subject, not the subject, the less, challenge that they had in order to win. The less challenge, it was very much focused on shamanism. So I wonder if I'm sure there's something about them. I don't know if they somehow created the challenge as they were going, or they knew all along that a shaman was going to win this. Because there's no way that an astrologer, a Saju reader, a tarot reader can perform those sort of things. And I don't know what is it about them. Like at some point, I got very emotional because, but they have an obsession with deceased people. The whole show is about meeting with people that are no longer with us. And I think that that's a very sensitive topic. Like, so, yeah, at the line, at the end, the survivors, the one that remained, that won all the contests, there were three shamans, and a man. Because I got when I was like, okay, I want to look at the cards to see who is going to win, and I got the Queen of Cups, I got the Eight of Wands, and I got the Knight of Pentacles. So I was like, oh, it's a woman. A woman is going to win this. And she's very positive. She's very well with others. She's very sweet. She's very actually what I picked from her energy without knowing that it was her. That actually she's a great shaman. She has the gift. It's not that she's playing pretend. No, she actually is very sensitive like that. But yeah, showing me this Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a man. So I was so focused on the lady, and I forgot about the man. Like at first when I pulled the cards, I was like, could it be that there's a tie? Because I did notice the two figures. But the eight, definitely showing me it can start with a woman. The woman actually can do very well, or can be someone's favorite, and then the Eight of Wands is like, something suddenly changes, or there's like a new resolution. And there was this Knight of Pentacles, someone that worked his way up, but he was going to be the winner. So yeah. Shamanism is the form of divination that is the most respected in Korea. So it makes sense they would give an advantage. I found it a bit, honestly, I find it fascinating and everything, and I cried, honestly, for all the cases because it was so heartbreaking. They had to channel somehow the disease to somehow be able to give it closure, because then they had to perform a ritual to say goodbye to the person. So some of them were actually playing like a medium, having to incorporate the deceased soul and what they wanted to say to their loved one. So it was very heartbreaking. I cried, honestly. I was like, why? I was like, why am I having lunch and I'm crying? Because we all, I think that is a very sensitive subject, because I think that we all at some point in our lives have experienced, losing someone. And I don't know, I think that probably there could be criticism coming also, because I think that those things need to be done in private. Honestly, This is why one of the women that I believe that she also was very gifted, but there was certain challenges that she had to do that and she had been a shaman ever since she was like a child, so all her life had been a shaman. So she's experienced, but there was certain challenges that they were made to choose, like, okay, who is the billionaire among these 20 people, or who are the couples, the real couples, or who have children of these 20 couples. So there was a lot of energy to pick on, and when they had to do this, this other medium that she didn't win, but believe that she was also very, very good, especially in her feedback. It was very good. She was very calm. Also, giving me Taurus vibe. She just was very, silent and just observing. And there was a moment where she had to, yes, guess who was a millionaire. And there was she had to do, it was like a group challenge, and so it was her and another two. And there was a moment where she was like, guys, I cannot connect with my entity right now. I cannot connect with my ancestors or with whoever assists her spiritually. She's like, I cannot connect with them. They are gone. They are gone. They don't want to guess. It's not their field, it's not their strengths. They just don't want to guess this about money, about who can. I believe that the spirit that she serves, or the ancestors, or this entity is mostly like children. So they're like, we about money, no, we don't guess about those things. But I think that also the spirits, there comes a moment where in the sense, I believe that they also have the right to be like, no, I have been here, like, answering all these questions. Yeah, I made it to here, but I'm tired. Like, I don't know why people think that when it comes to maybe guessing, that you're like a crystal ball. You're like, yeah, ask me anything. Yeah, throw the questions. Yeah, I will answer. Like, one after the other. No, you get tired. So I don't know about channeling, if it's like, but I found it very, like, I respected her a lot. But she was like, my entities went home. They left me. They are like, no, we don't want to help you with this. Bye. Because I think that and also this is how I feel when it comes to being a tarot reader as well. I have also non-negotiables. I'm like, I'm not reading about that. I know I could. I know if I pull the cards, the cards definitely would show me something. But whether I want to do it or not, I don't know. I just think that I wouldn't have paid it. No, not at all. Because there's something about them asking about details about people that have died that I think that that's very morbid. Honestly, I wouldn't go there. I believe that we need to leave the people, that the spirits, people that pass away, just let them rest. Like, stop, please. Stop. Like, oh my. I predict exactly certain things. If so, then it's scripted. Yeah, some of them got it right, and some of them just didn't pass. Yeah. It's morbid. Yeah, it's morbid. Like, I don't know. I just felt so bad. Like, I don't know. I'm like, leave them alone. Like, if you want to give them, like, if you want to perform a ritual, to honor them and their memory, yes, do it, but do it in privacy. Like, don't in front of the cameras, And this, like I told you, this shaman, the one that she was in one of the challenges, she was like, well, my entities doesn't want to help me in this. I'm sorry. So the other two girls had to somehow continue working by themselves because she couldn't give them, she couldn't help. And there was a bit of like a strain in their group because they were like, oh, she doesn't want to help us, you know. And it's not that she doesn't want to help you. It's just that, you know, somehow you're like, yeah, like I'm out. My intuition has gone. My intuition is gone. I'm just putting myself in the head of the producers. I don't think they take the risk to have just a bunch of people not guessing exactly. Well, yes, that's there was a rumor. Someone supposedly this person supposedly said that yeah, it was scripted because, and also it was edited because not everyone were getting it right at first. So they had to reshoot or they had to do, you know, things or maybe cut some parts of people getting it right or getting a part but not giving the answer. Yeah, you know, and in this sense it makes sense because like I told you, there was certain contestants that just I didn't even see them like it's like they disappeared. It's like you are like, okay, well, they disappeared because they didn't guess anything, so they were eliminated. But you know, when another, for example, 100 or the other shows, you know, culinary wars, you know, that when someone leaves, you're like, well, you know, they have to take their things, and there's like a whole scene about them leaving. But in this case, the people that didn't make it, it's like they edit them out. So you're like, but I didn't even see them fail. Like, what happened of that person? Like, you know, it's very edited. Yes. But when I saw the two images, I was like, could it be that there's a tie? But yeah, the thing that I wanted to say about this shaman, that you know, guys, I cannot read today. I cannot help you about this because my entity doesn't want to tell me anything. So yeah, don't count on me. She was really struggling, like she couldn't get a message. She couldn't connect with her spirits. So, but well, eventually she did advance. She did really good readings. You know, she had one-on-one reading, and so she made it to the top 3. She was like this other girl, her and this man. And in her case, when they had to choose, you know, that also it was about, you know, connecting with the deceased person and talking to loved ones, you know. And in the others chosen, and she stayed with the case of, you know, 2 sisters. One of them passed away. So the sister that I believe she was like younger or old. Yeah, she was younger than the thing that happened is that as she was, you know, talking to this woman and about because, you know, she had her face, she had paralysis on one side of her face, you know, because I believe that there's something about her feeling guilty about you know, the way her sister died, you know, and there was something that, you know, as that she was feeling very nervous. There was something about her shaking, so it got weird. You know, it's not that you're nervous. There's something else going on. So the shaman was like, yeah, I know that you want to talk about your sister, but I'm more worried about you. So there was something that I don't know if this girl and her sister came from a family of shamans. Their grandmother was a shaman. So there was something in the air about her having this sort of, like one of them had to become a shaman. You know how they get this calling supposedly, and you have to take it. So the girl started to act a bit like she was possessed, and she was. I believe like there was something in there in this shaman moving. She stayed calm. And the girl, started like cursing at her. She started being very rude, as if another personality, appeared, and he started to tell her, "You know nothing about me." Like it was like so. And then while girl sort of calmed down, and supposedly she came back to be herself, and she was like, "Oh, but I still want to hear about my sister because I feel guilty." So this shaman Subin, she was like, "I cannot perform any kind of rite for your sister today because of what is going on here. You have an entity with you. So I cannot do this now. I cannot do this today with you. Not in the condition that you are." Because definitely something was taking over her. And she was like, "It's not your grandmother. It's someone different. Someone that is a spirit that is very angry, actually." So this is why Subin lost a few points. And even the clients gave her a 0 because they were like, "Oh, but she didn't help me because she didn't perform the rite. I wanted to say goodbye to my sister. I don't know what she wanted. She wanted this rite to help her sister, I don't know, or help herself heal, feeling guilty about her sister being gone." But I think that honestly, I was like, yeah, it's the right thing, because what are you going to do? Are you going to exorcise this woman? Like, it's not about, it's not as simple. Her case wasn't simple. The woman was carrying something heavy with her. And supposedly they say at the end, when the client left, she said that what she felt, it was the spirit of her sister taking over a side of her. This is why the one had like paralyzed, because it seems like she has her sister attached to her, to a side of her, or maybe that when because she had an accident, this woman, that she fell, and there's something about her hitting a part of her face, so it's like she took over the part of the sister that was a client, and she was like, "I cannot do this today. Is not advisable. Like, it's heavy." So she lost points because of that. I think that when I saw her, I was like, she has to be the winner. Because she was very patient through the whole show. I wanted her to succeed because she's very young also, all her life being a shaman. She said she joined the show because she didn't have any friends. She her poor girl, she wanted to meet other people. So I found her very, very cute, also very talented, very talented. But yeah, mm, yes, the screen time. I also pay attention to the screen time. Oh, I saw that the readers say that about idols, like they can get clear on the topic they wanted because they are just, yes, yeah. Yeah, for me, honestly, there were certain people that I don't know if they are gifted or not. I'm sure they are. This is why they were selected for the show. But I'm like, I know it's because the visual. I know it's because of the visual, definitely. Actually, there was something about me being like, I knew that Subin wasn't going to make it because it's not about her not having experience. It's more that she wasn't like, like the stereotypes of what they consider pretty, so, or perfect physically, you know. Um, I think that they just had a lot of people that they were fillers that you're like, that person is not that talented. Like, it's just, it amazes me how um, they had this woman, like the tarot reader Hannah, they had her, and one of the reasons why she actually was able to make it was because she was associated to this other shaman, to this girl, and she was very, very, very smart because she was like waiting for the other one to say, I think that is that person, when they had to guess, when they had to work in groups. And she was very wise in that sense because yes, she did use the cards, but at the same time she was waiting for the shaman to say the words, and she would back up that, so I was like, yeah, I know what you're doing. um, but well, and then she had to, when she lost that challenge, she was against this shaman, this other shaman, and they had to read for this member of Super Junior, Jin Young, Shindong, not Jin Young, Shindong, I think that is. Um, and the shaman gave such a deep details about this Super Junior member. Oh, she said everything. Not only give him advices about future projects, but also about relationships, about how his family, his grandma, I believe, is a shaman. So there were a lot of things that she nailed it. I was like, yeah, she's going to win. And even him at the end, he did write down his phone number to her, but then he chose Hannah. Then he chose Hannah. She make it at the end because the judges were choosing the shaman, because the shaman was more impressive. But Shindong, he was actually, he chosen Hannah, the tarot reader, and he said he chose her because she focused more on his love life. So I think that there's such a Libra thing to say. There's such a Libra thing to say, to be like, oh well, the other did tell you a lot of interesting things. Like she said everything. Like where you come from, what you went through, watch out with this in this business, be careful of this, be careful of your mother. She gave him the best reading ever in 10 minutes. And because Kana was like more focused about relationships and who is he's going to meet and what he needs to do to meet someone, he fell for that. But I was like, wow. Thank God the panelists, they were more convinced with the shaman. Yeah, I was like, the shaman, but she did say things because the panelists, they have also a carpet where they have all the important things about the people's life. So, and she would say things that no one knew. So yeah. Wasn't he in a relationship? Yeah, she did say that. I think that they broke up. They broke up, Akira. But she did say that also. she did tell him that actually they were really close to getting married. She was like, you were really close to getting married, but some things you didn't. And she also called him out on certain things that it's about him wanting the perfect person, but no one is perfect. Actually, it's interesting how readers focus more on certain things than others, depending on their personality or even their own lives. Yeah. Yeah, and also you don't know, what the person wants, because especially in these cases where you somehow have to guess, it's like they are like, well, you tell me what you see in your cards or in whatever you use. So it's very wide. It's very wide. Yeah, but we definitely, we focus that it shouldn't, like, honestly, it shouldn't, like we should supposedly, according to my experience, when it comes to just any kind of interaction that you have with someone that is acquiring a service of yours, you're supposed to focus on what you think that person wants, and not in a sense that, I'm trying to guess what is important to you. No, it's more like I take a side, I it's not that I remove myself completely because I have to do the reading, but it's like I let go of a bit of my ego and a bit of of my expectations, and I just let myself, just like read or take the information that I need to take, and to be, just not be, just not be, so centered in. But there's something very performative also in the show. I did notice that. There were certain people that I'm like, that person is putting on a show. Because if you notice their feedback, what they did say to the person, or how they, and also this is very important for me, if I would judge someone, I also would judge how the person delivers the message to the other. Because there was also one of the challenges that they had to read each other. So there were two people that they had, I don't know if this them or their entities, they had feud. They were like, they didn't like each other from the start, and both of them had, this strong attitude, of like, oh, I'm going to win, and you are my competition, and I don't like you. There's something about, like, probably is there entities that they don't like each other, and well. So when they started like reading for each other, I thought that it got to a point where it was more about them dissing each other than actually, you're not like, it's like, I want to say something hurtful about your past, or what I'm picking of your energy, so I can make you cry, so I can break you. So I think that in that case, I was like, you can be all talented, anything that you want, but if you're rude, if you talk in this case, okay, this is a competition, but if you deliver the message like this to your clients, you're going to be left out without clients, because you cannot talk to a person like this. And I know that, oh no, it's my entity, it's my spirit guy came from me, whatever, but there has to be a certain boundary level of like, because you don't know how the person is going to take it. It's as if you're like, oh, you had a tough life, right? Oh, what an awful life you had. Who wants to hear that? I mean, like and also in front of a lot of cameras and people. It's like you're exposing the other instead of you reading or you doing a reading with respect and integrity. You are just like, throwing facts to people to make them be vulnerable. So, and then they both started crying and being like, oh, because I had upset, like, yeah, I know. But I was like, that was a bad representation of what you can do. That was a bad representation. And actually, it amazes me that one of them, the youngest, the more experienced shaman, but the youngest, was the one that called out the other person. He was like, besides everything that I learned about shamanism, one thing that my grandma told me is to be respectful of other people. And this that you're doing is not it. And I thought that was so necessary. And then she started crying that she had a tough life, that, oh, because, yeah, I understand. You had a tough life and you have to wear a mask because your life has been awful. I understand. But that doesn't excuse you, that you just, like, and for me, it's like, that you're doing is not an entity. That sort of like, oh, I know you or I can see through you. That's not an entity. That's your alter ego. You want to show yourself, oh, I'm so tough. But, I don't know. I found it very rude. I was like, my God. Like, from the other shaman that he also was very, you can tell that because he was like 18, 19. Also being a shaman all his life, like the guy probably is very socially awkward, doesn't have many friends, doesn't have many social interactions yet. So you can kind of understand, well, he can get a bit petty or selfish. But the other girl, she was the rude one. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, well, on TV it has to be dramatic. Yeah, yes, I know. Yeah, I know. They actually like that. I would judge the harshly for acting that way. Yes, yeah. What happened to you? Did you want? No, it's I think that a mosquito is a mosquito bite. It's healing slowly. Because I had been with my period, but also I think that either a bug or a mosquito, something bite me, and it got like this. And also it can be acne, I don't know, but I have been using creams for that. Yeah, now it's better, but yeah, I have allergies to mosquito bite. Like, truly, like every time something bites me, it turns into a huge red mark. But yeah, this is in my face, so I don't know if something. I believe something bite me while I was sleeping, like on the. So I would also change just in case my pillows, because I don't know what could be. Because it has been a couple of weeks that I do have it. But it's better. It was more like okay. Hydrocortisone, okay. Yeah, I'm every time a mosquito or a bug, something, I don't know if it could be a flea or something like that, it bites me, oh, it just turns. But also I'm very miserable, guys, because I'm doing this diet and I'm feeling nauseous. I'm slowly getting used to, not eating sweets. I'm not that fanatic of sweet, but I have to change sugar. I'm using like a sort of sweetener now. I don't even feel like having mate anymore. I just drink water. I feel so miserable. But well, I have to take care of my health. I have my liver, it's swollen, so I have to take care. Yes, it's affecting my mood. Yes, it's affecting my mood. Like I just have like a very bitter kind of taste in my mouth. Like I just feel so, but I'm doing the walks, I'm getting there. I'm going to feel better. I know, it's just I have to get used to this. I believe that the first weeks is the most challenging part, but I have fruits, I have bought fruits, so it's just that I feel like low in energy, like I need sugar. I feel like, when you're like, I feel so, oh my, like then I eat and I feel better. But the hours in between, I feel so like, I never knew that just cutting sugar would be so depressing. Yeah, maybe there are ways to replace with other things that are just tasty. Yeah. Yeah, I have to cut sugars, fat meals, like meals with fat, and the usual bread. And you know that I'm very extremist. Like you tell me to get rid of them and I will get rid of them. And then I suffer. But I'm very extremist. It's like, they're like, take your time and slowly go removing one thing. And I'm like, no. In 1 week I have to remove all of them. I don't like olive oil. That's one thing that I'm not changing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to find another oil, but no olive oil. Oh, I hate olive oil. Oh my. Yeah, but I'm trying to not cook like oily food. Yeah. I put a tiny bit on the pan to, somehow cook. But yeah, I'm trying to just stay, just stay. I can do it. I can do it. I know I got this. I love white rice. I know, but I'm not going to give up. Yeah, oil, I'm not going to give it up. Sorry, I can give up anything, but not those. We depend on sugar a lot, so the sugar crush is a strong user. Yes, I feel like I'm like in a process of detox. I feel so like miserable. I'm like, why am I feeling so? Because I wanted to say like I feel nauseous, but no, it's not that I'm feeling nauseous. It's more like I feel like I have a bitter taste. But if you notice, in my face, it did, I still have a bit of, fat in here. But, my face does look slimmer. Not my tummy, but my face does look slimmer. Like, I think that I'm starting to lose a bit of puffiness. Canola oil is really good. I don't know what to say. I'm going to write it down. I don't know if we have it here. I'm using girasol, Akira. Let me see here, so. Well, okay, well, too bad because it's good for your health. What about almonds and all of that? Yeah. Yeah, maybe I need supplements, yeah. Yeah. I'm just so, I'm so sad. But well, slowly because eating right is very expensive. So, I just brought like a protein yogurt, and the fruits and the greens, the chicken for me and the cats. Now I'm eating the chicken, so I have to recuperate. What I consume of my cat's chicken. Yeah, I believe it is. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, I think that if I use a tiny bit and just don't, fully immerse food in the, I'm going to be okay. But yeah, I think that also when winter comes or when autumn, the not so hot days comes, I'm going to be able to make soup, or more like a stew. So I'm going to eat like better, like with much more ingredients. So I'm going to eat more food. Okay, guys, I'm going to start because I don't know if the internet is going to be with me. So I want to start very fast. Thank you for the recommendations, guys, for today. Okay. I believe I did read for Nmixx, but since Akira had requested them, to see, how they're going to do with these new possibilities. Let's see for them. Let's see for Nmixx how they're going to do. A lot of work. Oh, a lot of work. They are very hardworking also. Nmixx. Just that mentally they are not very strong, so it seems. Two of Pentacles for Nmixx, Knight of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Wands, and then I have the Five of Swords that it says defeat. See, they have a sort of mentality of like, oh, we're going to be defeated. So they can have a bit of like, maybe, they are not, I think that they are not supported. There's something about maybe people are not supporting them like they should, Then, and when I say people, I mean the people that works with this group. There's a sense of like, I'm afraid we're going to be defeated, or we are afraid to lose, or we are afraid to, people talking about us or criticizing us. So they have this sort of like very low confidence, and I think that it's all in here because the work and the advances are here. The Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, a lot of work. It's just that this also is a group that, with all these pentacles, it's also about slowly building, adapting. I think that maybe this proposition for them to work differently or in another stage or in another environment, it came out of nowhere. So also the girls are like, okay, we have to get ready. Oh, okay, we have to get ourselves ready. And I see the progress, but it's going to take a while. I think that whatever they're going to show is going to be a bit green. is going to be, but it's going to be there. You're going to see content, you're going to see them shine, you're going to see them work. You're going to see them put the work. They are on their way to becoming the best version. The thing I think that the cards are like, the only thing that really matters in here is that they continue working with the 8 of Wands, as the last card. I think that we really want this group to not get stuck. We want them to keep advancing at their pace, because I think that their growth is slow. This is a group that maybe they need time to flourish, or they need time to really make it. They need time, they need preparation. There's something that it feels like there could be, some investment that there's, for them. Some good news also coming for the girls. But yeah, everything that they're going to get is because of hard work. There's no magic thinking in here. There's no like, oh my God, like someone came to help us or assist us. No, it's more that they are starting to go towards the new goal. Probably, I don't know why I want to say to get accepted is going to take a while. Maybe some people are going to be like, oh, this is great, and others are going to be like, oh, I expected more. So also with the 5 of Swords, they could feel a bit defeated, like, oh, this is not what we wanted, or this is not the response that we wanted. We really wanted more. But I see them very focused. I think that this is like the beginning of a road. Probably is going to be a very long road of maybe 1 or 2 years, this year and the next, where slowly they are going to go into this new territory. And I think that they have the potential. They have the potential to grow. It's just that it's going to start slow. It's not going to be like, oh, they install themselves, in this new project and it's going to be a huge hit. No. But it's not going to be that bad neither. It's not going to be that bad. It's just that there's something starting with the 2 of Pentacles that maybe the company is very unsure about what to do with Nmixx. And the thing is, the sad thing about this is that the girls have the potential. The potential is here. The hard work is here. The strength, even the ethic of work is in here. The girls will show you that they are really great at what they do. It's just that maybe they don't have someone that truly believes in them. So it feels like, oh my God, like we got distracted and now we have, like now we finally have, a door opens for us. But it's very unstable. It's very much like, let's see how it goes. I don't think that there's something that it makes me like, why no one bets for this group? Why no one puts more like support on this group? Like, why no one puts more money? Like, why are they always like testing the girls? Like, oh, let's see what you can do. And it's like, I don't know if maybe even the the goals or what they have, for the girls, it seems like it's very much, let's see what you can do with this very odd concept. It seems like it's been done on purpose. Like there's a lot of instability, but the girls are used to this also. The Knights of Pentacles, they are like the typical happy group. They are very loyal. They are very stubborn. They are very consistent. So they will do their best. Even if it takes them 2 years, but they will make it. They will show you that they can grow, but yeah, no one is there to somehow make it better for them. No. And also no one talks to these girls. This is why we have the 5 of Swords. It's like a victim mentality. And I don't want to say like they feel like a victim, but they have a lot of maybe fears, like what if we lose? They have a lot of fear of losing. So I think that they need more support. They need someone that talks to them, that talks to them positively, that gives them a positive feedback so they can keep. They're going to keep advancing anyways, but I think that it would be best, or it would be better if they would have someone that would guide them with with kind words and attention. Okay, I'm going to continue with someone wanted an update for Jin to see his solo projects. Let's see if there's something for him, if there's like opportunities coming for him besides, being in BTS. Could it be that he goes on tour for something? I don't want to say like it's music because it's giving me that it's something else. And I don't want to say acting, but it's like I'm going to travel. Like it could be BTS, but there's something about, I don't know if he's filming a show where they also travel to different parts, but it feels very expansive. Okay, for Jin, we have 8 of Pentacles. We have Queen of Cups. There's a woman here. Queen of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and we have the World. I also wanted to say solo concerts. 7 of Wands, defense. So yeah, a lot of opportunities. Actually, he's working really hard on the details. I think that there's a collaboration coming with a woman, or he's going to appear in a woman's show. Someone also very, someone that is a colleague. It is for work. It's not romance nor anything romantic. It's more like let's associate or let's work together. But we have the 9 of Pentacles, so there's something also about his individual projects just being very, very appreciated, him shining very much. He probably earning a lot of money, for his individual appearances. There's a world opening for someone like Jin. Definitely there's a world opening. But this also could be because BTS is going to be on tour, and probably this is going to take most of this year. But maybe things individually, I think that they were already recorded or they were already arranged. It's just that they need to be released. But because there's something with the 8 of Pentacles that is like, I never stop working. I never stop producing. I'm always reviewing things. Like he's very much on talks with this woman. So maybe he's like, she's the one that has to release something. Like it's up to her. Maybe he collaborated with her, but it's her project. So it's more like, it's for her. I just did my part. But yeah, he's going to do great individually. A lot of openness. This is just the beginning. It's going to be very productive for there's something about him having, the ability to be not just a good MC, because it's not about him being an MC, but I think that there's something about him potentially being able to have his own show where he interviews people, or he and other, very famous, because he has to be famous, he has to be expensive. We talk about experience. So it cannot be just any random person. It can be, him maybe associating with another, famous interviewer or something like this, and him, participating. But his world is very expansive when it comes to possibilities. He will have a lot of them. Then the last card, we have the 7 of Wands that says defense. So I think that everything will go well for individual and probably with the group opportunities. But I think that there's something in here that, with the kind of defense, the 7 of Wands, a lot of exposure, or the more he travels or the more he gets involved with different people, there could, come a time where he has to defend himself. Maybe it's criticism about BTS, or maybe is, someone stepping on his boundaries, or people just wanting to ruin this for him. We know what happened. He had this sort of situation. Remember when he just got out of the military, that he had this sort of like event where he had to give the fans a hug, and there was someone that just like crossed the line, and I think that the 7 of Wands, with defense, I think that the cards are also reminding him that even though he's very open, there's a lot of like openness. I see the world and I see him just with open arms, being just like, yes, I will do this with you. I will do this work with you. I will participate in this with you. I have time. Like, even if he doesn't have the time, he will make time to be there. He's a great friend also. He's a great friend. But the 7 of Wands, defense. I think that is very important for someone like Jin to remember that he's not an ordinary person. That he's not just a guy that yeah, he loves what he does. He's very spontaneous. It's just that I would prefer for him to learn to, defend himself, and even remove himself from situations where, he could potentially, be too exposed. And when I say this, I mean it physically. I mean it like someone just, crossing the line and wanting to get really close to him, or wanting to follow him home, or, like stepping on his boundaries, or maybe, having a conversation with him. And because he's so funny and he's so honest, maybe people, just wanting to ask him very awkward and personal questions that he's not ready to answer. So there could be a bit of push and pull between him, having the time of his life, doing the things that he has to do and doing well, and then, him having to sort of put a shield on himself, or people, from the company having to protect him more, because we have the card of defense. And you see there's a shell in here. So, there needs to be more protection around Jin. And I think that that's up to the company. Maybe they choose take, it's not that they take him for granted, but maybe they think like, oh, he will be okay. I think that they should, strengthen the security. Okay. Okay, I'm going to continue with Itzy, Yuna, solo. How it's going to go? Itzy, Yuna, solo. Really good. 6 of Swords, Knight of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, and 6 of Wands. And then we have King of Wands, that it says leadership. But yeah, I was like, really good. But I think that honestly, like I say like really good, because she keeps advancing nevertheless, but definitely there's people coming for her. Like I couldn't help but to notice this Knight of Swords, like the haters. The haters just hate to see her advance. They hate it. They are like, why you why you always have these opportunities? They don't want her to advance, and this is not, probably it's people that just personally they don't like her, or there's something about them just not liking the way Yuna is. There's something about her, actually being able to advance very well in every project that she gets, or maybe she's able to overcome obstacles and maybe keep changing, keep evolving, or keep getting what she wants, or getting where she wants to go. There's a sense of freedom, ability to change, to being able to shed old skin. She's just a pro in that. She's so, it's giving me like it's not about being careless, but there's something about her just shoving things off her shoulder and being like, I'm not bothered by you and what you say. But the night of sorts is people criticizing her work, obviously, and being like, this is not that good. You could have done better. We don't like it. We think that you're faking it. Like, you're not that great. You're not that talented. And they are very active. They move a lot. These haters. This is not just people posting comments. This is people coming after her. And I wonder if they do deliver like in-person messages, like written letters or something like that. They could be in the fandom as well. In the fandom of Itzy as well. People being like, why you? Like, we don't think that you, like, we think that they could have given the girl something different, and why you? Or why now? There's something about, like, we don't want you to succeed, or we don't think that it's necessary for you to have this sort of like advance, or like there's and the first thing that I wanted to say here is that I'm giving a strong sense of favoritism. Like, there's something about the way things have been happening that maybe people think that there's favoritism, that in JYP they do favorite Yuna, because there's something about like, why is she winning this, or why is she advancing with this? Why her? And also I have the King of Wands in here, so there's like a support of a very powerful man. There's like sort of like a thumbs up from the CEOs or the people that are the bosses, that they really believe in her potential. And yeah, see, is the two, again, change. See how with her everything moves? Here in the two, see, we have instability, but we have the potential to move, to change into something. And we start with the 6. That is also, I keep advancing, even though I have people that they don't believe in me and they don't believe in my progress. But I keep advancing because I'm smart, because I'm flexible, because I'm an artist. There's something about her just making it seem easy, that maybe with little support she can do a lot. And I see her winning something. That even this can get a bit people like shook. Like, why did you win this? Like, who helped you? And she's like, well, it just happened. And also she's like, I just take the opportunities. I have fun. I'm flexible. I'm not picky. She's not a picky person. She's like, okay, this opportunity that you're going to give me, I appreciate it, and I'm going to make the most of this. And she's very confident in herself. Even if, again, this is why when we have the Two of Pentacles, this card also came for Nmixx. See how they throw the opportunity to someone, and they're like, okay, girls, you work with this. And they're like, well, I've never done this before, but okay, if you say that this is my next step, thank you. So they work with uncertainty, and they make it work. They make it look easy. It's not easy at all, but I think that she's going to, be very, very successful, being really recognized, or people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she looks amazing, or she's a different this is a different side of her, you know. But yeah, King of Wan's leadership. She has the potential. She has the potential to be a leader. She has the potential to be on top. It's just that there's something about people being like, there's a man helping her. You know, there's something about, I don't know if they think that she's dating someone powerful or what, but people think that, you know, that, and actually she is her own King of Wands. You know, she doesn't need any man. It's her. But they associated her with a very powerful man. Okay, I'm going to continue with this Pisces idol, Ren. Ren from JO1. Ren, JO1. Really good cards. Really good. Very positive. He's also a soloist. Is he a soloist? Because I see that he's doing better. Like, he's doing better both ways. I cannot say like, oh, you know, in his individual work, he shines. I think that he does in any aspect. And he has a great relationship with the others. Yes, we have the Sun. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Nine of Pentacles in the middle. We have the World card. And we have the Ten of Cups. Very nice. Very balanced. I do like it. And we have the Page of Pentacles. It says skill development. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that he considers also himself like an amateur in the sense that he's always like developing a new skill, or he's always working on himself, or he's always rehearsing. You know, there's something just very like just very humble, I must say, about his energy. It feels like he's like, no, well, I'm not done. You know, he doesn't consider himself an expertise on anything. He's like, I just, you know, I acquire different tastes, and I just sign up for things, and I go and I practice. You know, very practical, very practical. But I think that whatever projects he does get, he's very successful. He builds, and people remember him. People remember his face, or remember his part, or remember, maybe, I don't know if he's like a popular face, or he's like the leader, or but I think that there's something about his face that I'm like, is his face in particular in some billboards or something like that? Because it feels like he's like trending, you know, but he shines. It's just that he shines very much, you know, having the Sun and the Three of Cups. See, he does play very well in his group. He's very loved also in his group. There's a lot of lot of happy vibe. He's so happy with the group, in the group and with the members. He probably is a sunshine, literally. You know, he's very playful. Very optimistic about the group. You know, there's something about him looking at the best side of the group and being like, you know, we are doing great. Or he's like a cheerleader, you know, he's someone that believes in others, and he lifts other people up, because it makes him feel very, very good inside, you know, to know that they got each other. He probably is the one, is a person that he's like, you know, without them, I would be no one. You know, it's because of them that I have this. But there's something that stands out about him, at least this year, probably. The Nine of Pentacles is all about his evolution as an artist, you know, him maybe having a solo work or a solo activity, or, you know, his ability to shine in a new genre, or in a new activity that no one expected. But I think that he has a lot of potential. He's very talented. He's very multifaceted. But he's not like, oh, well, I think I know everything. No, not at all. Not at all. It's just that there's something just very bright. His cards also are very bright. He is a mix of someone that is very talented, but also someone that has a great relationship with others. He has a great community. Emotionally, he's very well supported. There's a lot of people around him. So when he has to go and do solo things, he always is like, okay, yeah, today is me the one that I'm presenting here, and I'm all alone. But he always pictures the people that work for him or that are part of his life. He's very thankful in that sense. He's not like the type of man that he's like, oh, I made myself. Like, oh, I made my career by myself and my own. And no one helped me. I'm just, no. He's like, a lot of people around me helped me to be where I am today. He's very grateful. The world, the Ten of Cups, just, a lot of advances, a bigger community. He probably is very much attached to his family. He's very happy. He has the right people also around him. There could be a lot of traveling also as well. Or maybe the fandom just really loves him, because it feels like everything opens for him, and he's being welcomed. Like, everyone is so happy. But yeah, he is a perfectionist. He's someone that he's like, I'm under construction. I'm not done. I don't care how many recognition or awards I get. I think that I'm still learning with the page, skill development. So maybe he's going to take on a role or something that it feels like he never done this before. So this is why he's like, yeah, I'm not 100% like, yeah, I'm so ready. I'm working on this. He's going to shine this year. He's going to shine. He's a very nice person. He's a people's person. When I know that there's something about him individually, he's really caught your attention. But he's not individualistic at all. There's something about him like, I am of the people, something like this, He comes with his legacy, he comes either with his family, and when he goes somewhere, he goes with his members, He feels very proud. Yeah, but happy family. No trauma in here, no trauma. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do an update for Jeon Yeo Been. I read for her in December. I already did the 2026 cards, but there's someone that is like, the year started and there hasn't been maybe a lot of, news about her or what she's going to do. Let's see, Jeon Yeo Been. But also, people, you need to be patient, because when I read for Jeon Yeo Been, I actually got very positive cards, and the year is just starting, so, people need to be a bit like, things happen for a reason, and some things, maybe it takes a while for them to agree to things. Maybe the industry is going through some things, and this is why she's not appearing yet. Yeah, there's conflicts, definitely. There's conflicts. I can see it. Ten of Pentacles for Jeon Yeo Been, Four of Cups, Temperance, and we have the Five of Wands. And then from the other deck, I have the card of the Star, and it says rejuvenation. Yeah, honestly, I think that, there's a bit of like I think that if she's under a company, because I can see a company here, what they offer her, honestly, doesn't excite her. It's like, it feels like it's more of the same. At least this is how she feels it. This is why maybe so far people haven't heard anything from her yet, because she's like, yeah, I've been getting offers, I've been getting offers, but I'm not sure. I'm not, when you're not, I'm not really excited to take on this job or this role. So I think that there's also disagreements. There's a lot of people trying to convince her, like, oh, you should come work with us, or you should come do this with us, or you should come, and I think that her is trying to quiet her mind. She's trying to maybe, slow down a bit before making a decision, because there's a lot of people fighting for her, or they really want her to accept something, and she's like, wait, let's calm down. Like, don't make me anxious, help me out here. Don't make me anxious. Let me take my time. She really, it's not only about, oh, I want to pick the right project. It's more like, I don't want to be in the middle of the drama. If I have to fight to get something, or if I have to, compete like in a very fierce kind of environment, he's like, I don't want that. She's like, healing also. She's like probably recovering from something, she doesn't want to be stressed. But really there's something about the company that she's under that it's not that the company is bad, but maybe, they, when it comes to the roles that they give to their artists, they can be a bit repetitive. It seems like it's more of something that she already done. And she's like, I'm bored. Actually, like, it's not that I don't want to work. It's more that what you're giving me is not something that I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to work on this. Like, she's not feeling it. She's not that excited. And with the star card, she is a star, definitely, and rejuvenation. See, she wants to feel the spark again. When she reads a script, she wants to feel like, okay, this is it. This script or this movie or this project is going to change my life. And also it's going to rejuvenate. Like, I think that also there's something about her just being maybe a bit bored of the industry or of the way they handle things. Like, she's like, I need rejuvenation. I need, something that can pull me out of this apathy. Because lately I have been feeling like everything is the same and everything is repeating itself. And she is a star, I think that there's something about her being like, I want to be happy when I do this. I want people to notice how I changed, or how I look better, or how I look different. She doesn't want to copy paste, things. And maybe, things have been very low in quality when it comes to opportunities. But she's going to come back. Probably it's going to take a bit, but she's like waiting for people to stop, buzzing in her ear. Okay, I'm going to start with this idea that Yashoda had for a reading. That is this, this question of, for the groups specifically, what's standing in their way. Probably when it comes to, the revolution or their growth or their success, or I think that it can be different, even happiness, personal happiness, it can be even. So let's see. She did recommend BTS for this. So let's see what the cards have to say. If there's something standing in their way, what is it for BTS? What's standing in their way? A woman is standing in their way. This woman I did see, I believe, I did see this woman in the 2026 reading. Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands, Two of Swords, Five of Swords, defeat. Remember when I read for them the 2026 reading, there was a queen. There was a Queen of Cups. I don't know if it was a Queen of Cups, I don't remember now. But there was a woman that at the end of me trying to make sense, of the whole reading, I was like, this can, because the Queen of Cups is a very, it's a mother figure, it's very expansive, it's very like, I love you, like, I want to make sure that you're okay. So, I was like, it could be also female, the women energy in their lives, or it could be the certain women, that they support them. I want to say him. So maybe there's because I have a Knight of Wands here. So I'm like, could it be there's one of them that comes with a woman? And this is not like, it could be a woman that is older. It could be a CEO as well. I don't know. Someone's mother. Or if this is a potential partner, it's like older than the member. Because I have the Queen of Cups and I have the Knight of Wands. So definitely there's two actors in here. There's two he's like following her. Do we have already a Yoko Ono in BTS and we don't know? And we have the Two of Swords. So, this woman and the relationship with this specific member is creating this sort of, duality of like, we don't know what's ahead for us because, they come together, or they are very fixated in their things or in their issues or in their relationship that they are not, is somehow getting in the way of our own interest as a group. Yeah, and they are afraid that this could, the Five of Swords, that it could be, affecting negatively, that it could make them lose something. I think that it's not about losing something, but it's about losing an argument, because the Five of Swords is like, this could get ugly, and I could start like calling you out about this, like why when you are with this person you change, or why are you following this person, or why this person knows about our things, It could be someone's partner or someone's manager, I don't know, and somehow it's like, why this person knows about what we do, what the group does. Why is this person in the middle? It's why you're giving me Yoko Ono vibes. Like, it's somehow making you doubt us. And it's not about her, like, she shouldn't be here. At least if she was here, she was supposed to be helping instead of, just being here. It's just that I don't want to say like, I don't think that it's her fault, because I see that the issue is the man that is following her, because she's like sort of like being herself, and he is the one that is chasing her. He is the one that is like, instead of maybe looking at maybe helping them make an important decision, he's more worried about chasing her. This is why I'm like, he is more immature, because she seems more like, yeah, like I'm emotional, or we could have like an emotional connection, but she is sure of her feelings. Is him the one that probably maybe he has an argument with her, he gets on his feelings and he doesn't want to work. Or he says like, okay, yeah, I'm not making it today because, I got into an argument with her, or I want to go and see her. So it feels like he runs towards her, and maybe he leaves the group hanging on certain things. So they sort of are starting to be bothered by this. Why a stranger to our group has to come and ruin the dynamic? Because this man is not focused. It's like looking at her more than looking at like, okay, we have things to work on. So yeah. But yeah, he's very young. He's very like, inexperienced in the sense that he just cannot control his, he's like, I have to go and see her, and that's it. A lot of jumping guards. People are going to find out about this very soon. It's going to be chaotic. Okay, I'm going to continue with Red Velvet. What is standing in their way? Red Velvet. Okay, for Red Velvet, we have the Lovers, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles that it says opportunity. Just that the group is divided. It seems like it's divided, two, or yeah, it's divided. The group is divided. And they can potentially like start working like on something, but then there's one of them that just opens up, and I want to say this literally, she opens up her mouth and that's the end, because she doesn't speak prematurely and maybe people get offended, and somehow the flow of work cuts itself. There's one of them that is very sharp with words. It's very sharp. She just says what she wants to say, and she doesn't hold back, and it can be a bit immature, I must say, because the opportunities to actually do amazing, they do have it with the Ace of Pentacles. The opportunities, they do have it. And probably at some point they're going to get organized and you're going to see them. But there's division and it's very obvious. And there's something about one of the members just not being patient anymore. It's like she cannot settle for other people's order. Like, I don't know, maybe if like, okay, you have to release this, but you have to wait, or you have to wait for the others, or you have to do this. And they're like, no, I want to do it now. I'm available now, so it's now or never. So it feels like it's more like there's one member that it's like the one that is creating a bit of, is cutting the flow of the work, because it definitely starts. Like I think that they have some things recorded. They have some things recorded, but there's something about one of these members being like, I'm not giving you my voice for this. I'm not sold on this. Maybe because, yeah, what they are being given with the lovers and, so the Seven of Pentacles, maybe what they're being given also, it comes with a lot of waiting. It comes with a lot of like, yes, no, let's see, girls, wait a bit. Oh, well, we have to review this. And I think that this person is like mentally she's faster, or she's in a rush, or she's just cannot take it anymore. She's like, I'm done waiting. So I cannot be dependent on you to finish this. Like there's a lot of like, you have to be super patient, and things are very green actually. I think that they have the potential of at some point getting into an agreement, but maybe this person is just very nervous. Like, I'm not holding back. I'm telling you like it is. Maybe they offend. I don't think that then the members. No, I don't think that the issue is among themselves. It's just that this person is like, why are they so slow? Maybe it has to do with producers, or it has to do with the people that arrange things. They're like, why is it taking forever? Like, I don't have the time. She's very nervous. She's very anxious. So there's something about her being like, hey, I'm here now. Like, are we going to work or not? So I think that she is the one that is calling out, that is like, okay, do you have something for Red Velvet or not? Okay. Itzy was standing in their way. Ah. I mean, I think that they are overcoming this. Ten of Swords, Eight of Wands, Three of Cups, and King of Cups. Emotional maturity. So yeah, I think that yes, they went through a lot in the past. A lot of agonies, a lot of dark periods, uncertainty, a lot of heartache, even betrayal. I think that people just said the worst things to them, or to some of them, and it did affect the groups, the groups, self-esteem. I think that, I don't know what people are saying, but if they have been very harsh with them, but I think that there's something about them very quickly adapting, waking up from this, like, oh my God, we were so in the ground, so down, so defeated. Like, they were really close to finish things. They were really close to finish things. I don't know if that's possible because of contract, and I don't know, but they were really close to finishing things with the group, or about the group. But they recovered. They are recovering. The Eight of Wands, it's like them, recovering, like having like an energy rush, all of the sudden, and helping each other out, also relying a lot on each other, on the love that they have for each other. I think that they never stop like supporting each other. It's just that it's difficult when people assume the worst, or when people are like, oh, we I don't know if this is about solo stance, people being like, oh, we want this member to be okay and the others we don't care, so I think that for them it was very hurtful how people just didn't think about the group as a whole, that if one of them was suffering, all of them were suffering as well. So I think that they are slowly going to show people that they can change, that they can be better, that they can feel better. It's a very emotional situation. I think that this is not about are we able to work or move our bodies. I think that it's more about like emotionality, probably some of them were very depressed from a very long time. I know that you know only about one of them that took a hiatus, but I think that a lot of them shared this feeling of being depressed or being, dealing with certain mental health things. It's just that they had to keep appearing maybe or had to act like, oh yeah, we are okay. But actually, I think that it affected almost all the members. Maybe one or two were the ones that they were like, okay, not perfectly, but just like they could somehow disguise it, and maybe smile more and be like, yeah, we're okay. But they're getting up. They're getting up. And also, King of Cups, emotional maturity. They're also maturing. Probably they're getting the help that they need. They're relying a lot on each other, on their communities. Maybe it's the people that work for them or their own families. But I think that it's mostly themselves. It's mostly about them just being positive with each other, being like, I love you. You have me. You are not alone in this. Because I think that it's also about them maturing and realizing that if they don't help each other, no one is going to help them. No one is going to sustain them emotionally. I think that this is not about help. This is more about a sensitive thing or an emotional or a sentimental kind of state of being. They are very emotional people. They went through a lot. So I don't see like someone in particular like, okay, guys, I'm going to so you can feel better. No, it's mostly if they continue, it's because they have each other and because they are determined to show a bright side or an outcome to this that they went through. It's about them showing people that you can come back from this, that this is not, this is not going to destroy them. They're more mature also. They mature a lot. They are not the same people. It's very sad, actually. Very sad what people do. You wanted me to pull cards for Park Bom, Chachalino? Okay. Okay, Park Bom. I got more cards than I should, but because I wanted to pull them. So yes, Tower, 4 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 4 of Cups, 5 of Wands, the Magician. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles, priorities. Yeah, her priorities are changing. Her priorities are changing. There's something that changed in her, especially because we do have a lot of Wands in here. So I don't know if she's a fire sign or what, but it feels like something awakened in her. She's like wide awake. I think that it's all about like she has to stand up for herself. Because I don't see anyone like somehow like helping her or being by her side or being, whispering to her ear like you have to do this. No, it all comes from her. It's her. Yeah, she's definitely, she wants to end the party for some people. She wants to like, okay, let's cut it with the happy times, happy endings, happy everything. No, we're not happy. I'm not happy. I haven't been happy in a while. So she's coming to destroy. She's coming to not destroy. I think that there's something about like, I need to tell you the truth. We were not that happy as you think, or what we had, with the foundation, what you saw, the glamour, the happy times, the the success, the recognition. No. There's something that broke. Maybe the final drop, I don't know. I don't see an issue with someone, but definitely something happened that she ran out of patience and she decided to like, I'm going to end the fairy tale. I'm going to end this image of like, oh, because we made it, because we were always successful, because we came back from, we always made it. No, she's like, it never was like this. It never was like this. Probably there's something about her also being about like, I didn't even enjoy being with the others, even like this, it can be about her talking about her experience and being like, I wasn't even happy. Or I wasn't even, like happy with them, or they didn't help me, or a lot of defensiveness. She's very angry. Defensiveness, the 4 of Cups. I think that she blames people for her condition or for how she is now. Is she taking medication? Because she feels a bit numb, like disconnected, like I don't care. And I think that this is why her honesty or her sudden need to expose or to talk about certain truths or certain parts of her own view is because she's like, no one protected me. No one, they all think that I'm the crazy one and no one protected me. So I'm here to defend myself. I'm here to defend my honor. Since no one is defending my honor, I'm here to talk about this. But definitely it comes from a place of like her feeling a bit numb emotionally. Maybe she's not in her right mind to say this, but I think that she's like, I have to defend myself. No one is defending me, so I have to defend myself. I guess I have to stand up. I have to fight people. I think that she's like, I have to fight this illusion about me. I don't know if people talk about her and they're like, oh, she's peculiar, oh, she has these things. And she's like, no, I don't. They made me into this. It feels like she's like, they put me to sleep. They took away my spirit. I wasn't like this. So more accusations could come also. Because she's like, they put me on it feels like they put me under anesthesia or something like this. They put me to sleep. So she doesn't react. So she doesn't defend herself. And this is why she's like somehow waking up. I don't know if she stopped like having some medication. Maybe she's like, there's a part of her that she's like waking up or remembering things. But yeah, there's going to be more exposure. 5 of Wands, the Magician. She could come also for another powerful person. She could also bring another name, a man. And be like, this man is the reason why we broke up or why we had issues. And in there, she's messing with dangerous territory because this man is influential. But yeah, 2 of Pentacles, priorities. The 2 of Pentacles is also not very stable. I think that there's something that changed in her. I want to say like even organically, like or in her body, there's a substance, something in her blood changed. And this is why it triggered all of this. But probably she's also, I don't know, maybe she's trying another kind of medicine or another kind of way to deal with what happened to her. And this is why she's like, I'm doing this because I'm taking care of myself, or I'm putting myself as a priority because no one ever put me as a priority. So it's very sad actually. But she is fighting. She's fighting. I think that she's not going to hush. They are not going to hush her. No. Yes. Remember? Sometimes, yes, we were all like, well, it's platonic. Maybe she knows something. Poor woman. I don't know when I saw it because I also felt like, I usually I don't pull more than 5 cards, And I kept pulling because the cards just wanted to, be here. And I usually I don't get that because it's not about, more cards, more information. No, it's about like, this is not over. This is the beginning. But unfortunately, what feeling it gives me? This is why I'm like, is she a Sagittarius? Because it's giving me Britney vibes. It's giving me Britney, like I'm going to, it's not the crazy pose. No, it's more like I have to say what I want to say, but when I say it, I mix everything up. So it seems like I'm throwing up the truth or a part of my truth or a part of what I think happened. So, because I don't see other people, I think that is her defending her side or her defending herself. It's like I have to tell my side of the story because it happened to me, But I don't see, if she's coming for another person, I don't see the person. So probably, I don't know, if it's affecting another member, yeah, there's going to be drama, but I don't think that the member is going to respond. There's a lot of silence. It's more about her. Maybe they're going to let her talk and just be like, well, she's the crazy one or something like this. Just like, what happened to the member, the AOA former member, Mina, remember? That when they do that, when they do like But I think that, there's something about her being like, it has to be now. I have to speak up now. Or I have to tell my side of the story. Because I don't know if someone said something to her or if someone like maybe made fun of her and she found out, because there's a lot of anger. So there's something about like, oh, you think that you know about me, or you think that you know about what I went through? I will tell you what I went through. They destroy her, poor girl. Mm-hmm. Mm. She claims she had been framed. That's why. That's why. Mm. Por, Dios. My God. There's something about health, definitely. There's something about health. I don't think about that the like she's been like, I think that she's confronting something. Yeah, maybe she feels like wronged, like someone accused her of something, and she's like, no more. Because I think that there was like, thinking about the Tower and the Four of Wands. I don't know if people somehow made it like somehow part of comedy or part of like, oh, this is hilarious that we are like talking about her and laughing at her or making jokes about the way she looks or how she's living or what she's doing. So there's something about her being like, oh, are you entertained? Like, are you, am I entertaining you? You think that this is funny? And it's like she turned on the lights of the party. She turned on the lights. It's like everybody out. Everybody out. Party's over. Party's over. Yes. I think the readings that came out were really interesting. I seem to have someone sending in their way. Yes. Yeah, maybe I can create a post. I can create a community post, and maybe next Sunday we can see if people want to leave their favorite groups. Yeah, I don't have anyone on my list. I just had, what the recommendation of Chachalino, the one I remember. Yeah, I think that is very interesting. Yes, very interesting. I like it. This is why when you guys commented, I did find it very refreshing, the idea. Um, we should, and also it's very interesting. Like Chachalino said, sometimes there's these groups that maybe they went through a lot of ups and downs, or even rookie groups that they have their challenges, and maybe I can like somehow pull a card as an advice for them to what would be best for them to get out of that, if there's a possibility. So we can end the reading with a positive you know feedback. Yeah. Yes. Is there something going on in K-pop? No, right? Except this that you guys let me know today. I think that we are cool. I haven't seen anything except this reality show of shamans. I don't know about music. If there was some. I'm laughing because the fan is somehow the wind that it throws, the air that it throws is moving the phone. So the phone must be shaking. Actually, I have a reading to do. I have to read for Yoongi. That probably maybe tomorrow I will upload the reading for Yoongi because he's a Pisces. But I could do it now, right, guys? I could do it now, and then I will do a clip, a short, because I'm super busy this week that I have to take the time to record it and then edit. Yes. No, and about Yoongi, I remember because for Patreon I have to, someone requested me a reading between BTS and Blackpink. What do they think of each other? If there's a potential for collaboration, and so I'm going to, do the reading for the Patreon or the members. So. Yeah, like 2026 version, that the version of today, because a long time ago, I believe I did a reading for BTS and Blackpink. Yeah, I found out that my army friend sent me a picture. So cute. So cute. Okay, yes. Let's do this so I don't forget. I don't have biases in BTS, but Yoongi would be a potential bias. Like I love them all equally, but if I had to choose, I think that at some point he could have become my bias. Just because I love his creative part, his solos are great. don't think there's JK is my bias and Suga my bias record. Okay, let's see Yoongi. The Pisces man, Yoongi. Always working, this man. Always working. Yes. Always prosperous. He always has something. He always have plenty to share, of his work. Of himself, he's never going to show you what you want him to show you. But when it comes to productions and maybe songs and things, he has a lot. We start the Hermit. For Yoongi, we have the Star. We have the Sankar in the middle. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. And then I have the Empress. It says receive. So, yes. He's also going to receive a lot of praise. So it's great. It's great because, yes, he does come from a period of loneliness, of him not being that scene, not being in the spotlight, him deciding himself to go hermit, to focus on himself or to focus on the things that matter to him, not being exposed. He knows that at some point he has to come back to the stage, to the exposure, to the usual routine of him being a famous person, because we do have the story here. But I think that his dream, honestly, eventually is maybe to not be on the stage, because there's a part of him that he's like, I work better when I am, in the back. I produce more when I am, at least this is like, I think that maybe in last year, he sort of fought with this idea of like, I want to become a producer or I want to do this and I don't want to step on stage anymore. There's something about him evaluating this, sort of, it's not about him feeling sad. It's just that there's something about him. He knows that it's part of his destiny to be, part of this successful group, and he's so thankful and everything. But there's also a part of him that he's like, I'm also aware that I don't like the exposure, that I suffer. Like I don't know if he socially, he suffers, every time he has to, share more of himself than actually what he's able to. He has a sort of like, he has a sort of limit, it's like, okay, 1 hour, 2 hours, I can be social. Then I have to go home. Let me go home. Let me go be with myself. Like, I love being by myself. I love being with myself. Like, he thinks that he's like more productive or he's like better when he is in his safe space and probably not interacting with people. He doesn't like fame. He doesn't like exposure. It's just that he's like, I understand that is part of my destiny and I'm not fighting my destiny. I will come back eventually. But he's like, give me time. Give me time. Because there's moments where he really is like, I don't want to go back. He probably, there's something about anxiety that he's like, I feel, every time I feel like I have to go back, I get all like, but he's not suffering. It's not like, oh, I'm traumatized. No. It's just that, with the Hermit and the Star, there's something about him. Maybe on solitary, he creates amazing things. But there's also this part that, yeah, you do create amazing things, but if you don't show your face or if you don't show yourself, people are not going to hear about it. So you have to go out. It's like, if you want groceries, you have to go out and get them. Yes, you could get them delivery at some point, but it's not part of your destiny. You have to go out and shine. So stop fighting with the idea that you are popular, because it's part of his destiny. And I think that someone said it to him, because I know that I always, when I read for Yoongi, I know that he is a very, sentimental. He's a very intuitive person. This is why we have the Hermit, and we also have the Star card. I think that when it comes to faith, he believes a lot in faith or destiny. He believes a lot in, I don't want to say like in the stars, but there's something about him being like, yeah, I know this is my calling. I know that this that is happening, or the way that is happening, it was meant to happen. He probably has dreams or something like this. He knows. But there's also like this very old man, kind of very grumpy person that he's like, yeah, but I don't want to go out. So he fights a bit, with exposure. But in the middle, we have the sun. So he's going to come back and shine. He's going to have fun. He's going to enjoy it. He's going to go through a sort of glow up. He's going to, actually, you're going to see him and be like, wow, he's so happy. Like he's much more, he's much more like, energized than before. We never seen him that energized. I think that he's going to love it. It's just that maybe it's the anticipation of like, I have to go out. I have to get out. I have to go back to this. And it's been a while. So there's something about him, like, because it's been a while, he's sort of like get used to it. Yeah, like, I don't want to go. When you take a break from an activity or something and you're like, oh, I have to start over and I don't want to go. I don't have the willpower to go. I don't want to. If you ask me, I don't want to go. But once he gets the taste, then the old Yoongi is going to be back because he has a lot to show people. He has a lot of plans, a lot of shows, a lot of himself. He's also like someone that have it saved. There's going to come collaborations or him, could it be that he wants to launch his own group? Because I think that this is something that it comes from him only. He's like, I kind of want to be a father. Like, I want to be a father of ideas. I want to see something of mine grow. He wants to create his own group or produce his own group, but he wants to do it. And not from a place of like, I want to be a boss. No, it's not about that. He's like, I want to take my influence to another level. This no other person has done it. I think that he has his eye on. He's like, he wants to debut his own group, or he wants to support certain people, and he's like, I want in. I want to be in there. It's not a survival show. No, it is a specific people. And he's like, I have to supervise these people. I have to help them grow because I know how, and I have the tools. He's going to be very much inspired. Like, it's like I tell you, he has to get going. He has to get out of the shadows. And once he gets out and he gets a bit of sun, then we have the old Yoongi back. Yeah, the Empress receive. He wants to give much more to the industry or to the people that support him or the people that are waiting for him. He is very generous in this sense. He's like, I want to give more music to people. I want to give them more of what I have. I want to share it. And probably also learning to receive, because I think that this is very important. Yoongi has to learn to receive and be open to receive the compliments, the applauses, the recognition, the spotlight, because it's been a while. I think that his energy is great, actually. He's not like, like, oh my God, I'm suffering. No, nothing at all. No, because he knows. He knows he has been working. He knows that he has been doing the job. So, no one can criticize you when you done your homework on time. He has done his homework. So it's just that it's the exposure, the thing that is like very nerve-wracking. Yeah, probably, yes. Yes. I was forgetting about him. Thank you guys for reminding me because my idea was to post it, as a video, but I'm going to be very busy. So and I'm arriving a bit late. It depends on certain days. Some days I do enter to work earlier. Some days I'm working on this hour. So I have to adapt. It's the first weeks, and I have to adapt. I also have to deal with this diet. this. So yeah, I'm doing my best, and also praying that my internet doesn't leave me, so I can do the live stream in peace and not being looking and sounding all crazy and being interrupted during the readings, because that's what I hate the most. But yeah, today, thank God, I think that some accommodated. I don't know how. Again, maybe it's the air of the fan, but yes. I don't know. Okay, guys. I'll see you on Sunday then. I'll see you on Sunday, 9 a.m. my time. So, yeah, we will do this. We will continue with what is standing in their way. I'm going to create a whole post so people can leave their recommendations. And yeah, and if something new, if something happens or if something new comes up, like a new topic or something, we can add it to the readings, of course. So yeah, I know. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for the recommendations. Thank you for joining the conversation. We always talk about everything. We always mix everything. But yeah, it's that there's live streams where we can get together, and there's some live streams where some of you are not here. So it's like when we get some of us all together, it's like we get crazy and we talk. And my goal today was to deliver the things. And I'm sorry for the fun that is like blowing everything here. But yeah, without the fun, I would be, I would be covered in sweat. I wouldn't be able to, to breathe correctly, because it's really